will gradually expand outwards in size, expanding outwards in size until it is the same size as the whole of your body, as if we were sitting inside a sphere of our own well-being, or a sphere of our own light. And we make the wish that may we ourselves be well and happy, may we be free from all suffering. And touching our mind again at the center of the body, the sphere of well-being, or the sphere of light, spreads outwards beyond our own body, spreading outwards in all directions, just like the moonlight shines outwards from the full moon in the night sky, or just like a block of ice spreads coolness in all directions around itself into the surrounding atmosphere. In the same way, we spread our loving kindness in all directions around ourselves, spreading the sphere of loving kindness around ourselves outwards into the room in which we are sitting for meditation, making the wish that may all beings here in this room be well and happy, be free of all suffering. And we spread our loving kindness further still, spreading it outwards from the center of the body to encapsulate the whole of the building in which we are sitting for meditation, with the wish that may all beings in this building be well and happy, be free of all suffering. And now we spread our loving kindness further outwards still, in all directions around, into the neighborhood around us, again with the wish that may all beings here in this neighborhood be well and happy, be free of all suffering. And we spread our loving kindness further outwards, in all directions all around, into the whole of the city around us. If you find it easier, you can imagine it as a map seen from above. Then imagine the city so. Spread loving kindness outwards to cover the whole of the map of the city in all directions all around, so that there is no part of the city not touched by the coolness and radiance of loving kindness, again making the wish that may all living beings here in this city be well and happy, be free from all suffering. And we spread our loving kindness further outwards, beyond the city limits, to the whole of the country, outwards to the very borders of the country in all directions all around, spreading loving kindness without exceptions to the very borders of our country in all directions all around, again making the wish that may all beings in this country be well and happy and be free of all suffering. Now we spread our loving kindness outwards to all the neighbouring countries, all the neighbouring countries all around, spreading loving kindness in all directions to all the living beings without exception, again with the wish that may all these living beings be well and happy, be free from all suffering. And now we spread our loving kindness outwards again to the whole of the continent around us, every country on this continent, so that our loving kindness spreads its coolness and radiance to every country on this continent, again with the wish that may every living being here on this continent be well and happy, be free of all suffering. And now we spread our loving kindness further outwards still, to every continent of the world, whether it be Asia, Europe, Africa, North and South America, Australia or Antarctica, so that there is no corner of the world not touched by the radiance and coolness of our loving kindness, spreading our loving kindness to every place on the surface of our planet. Again, with the wish that, may every living being without exception, whether on the land, in the air or in the sea, be well and happy, be free from all suffering. May all living beings be able to coexist in peace and harmony, so that true peace may prevail on our planet. And we spread our loving kindness in all directions all around, outwards into the universe, to the front and to the back, to the right and the left, above and below, putting our loving kindness outwards into the universe around us, with the wish that, wherever there may be living beings, may they too be touched upon by our coolness and radiance given by our loving kindness. In such a way, we spread our loving kindness without limits and without exceptions, outwards into the universe, the galaxies, and the cosmos around us. Long ago, in the time before the Buddha, there was a hermit called Kapila, who used to retire to the seclusion of the forest for meditation. It was his habit to favor the practice of meditation on loving kindness, and this he would practice on a regular basis, by day and by night. Whenever his mind was at ease, he would spread loving kindness facing east, with the intention that, may all living beings in the direction in front of me, even from the smallest creatures, whether 2-footed, 4-footed, with many legs or no legs at all, in the eastern quarter, be pervaded by my loving kindness, spread with the purity of my mind. May all these beings enjoy happiness and be free from all suffering. The next day, he might spread loving kindness in the same way to the western quarter, the northern quarter, the southern quarter, upwards or below. He would spread loving kindness in this way in all directions, consistently and regularly, until it became his habit. Whenever he slept in happiness, as if slipping into deep meditation. It would bring him joy the whole of the time, and he would have a dreamless sleep. If he ever dreamed, it would be of auspicious things. On waking, he would feel refreshed, free of sleepiness. He always had a very radiant complexion because of his practice, and even if there was danger in his midst, it could never harm him. He was loved and respected by men, angels, and the forest creatures alike. He was able to enter upon meditation easily, and attain the absorptions quickly, his mind coming to a standstill swiftly, because he was able to let go of external events easily, bearing no anger or grudges towards anyone. His mind was bright at the center of his body, brighter than the sun at midday. As a result of his practice, the forest became abundant with fruit, and as soon as animals which were sworn enemies, like deer and tigers, came into the vicinity of the forest, miraculously they were able to coexist in harmony, because even their minds changed to become filled with loving kindness towards one another, following the example of the hermit. However, when those animals came close to death, they would be unable to stay in the forest, but felt compelled to pass away outside the forest, so as not to pollute the pure atmosphere of the place. Even the creepers and shoots of the plants in the forest coiled auspiciously in a clockwise direction. Later, after many aeons had passed,